Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart is a third-person shooter platformer game developed by Insomniac Games, the same guys that brought you Spider-Man Miles Morales, and it's published by Sony Interactive Entertainment for the PlayStation 5. It is a PS5 exclusive, and it's almost a 20-year-old franchise that has been synonymous with the PlayStation brand for a really long time. It is a well-known game for its wonderful variety of weapons and self-serving humour that has made it be a staple of the Sony platform. Widely regarded as a true first glimpse at what a first-party studio can serve up on the next gen, do Insomniac widen the eyes to what the next generation offers, or are we all still waiting to see what all the fuss was about? Well, let's find out by getting lost in the world of Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart.
Hello? Are you, okay?
No, I am broken! As is everything. Nothing can be fixed.
Stunning. Just stunning. There are no other words, sentences, or languages that can simply tell you just how incredible this game looks, moves, and feels. If you were waiting for a moment that truly announces the arrival of the next gen, this is it right here. The animations are awe-inspiring, the set pieces truly jaw-dropping. You know that Vince McMahon meme where, everyone uses it where he's really getting overly excited? This one. You will experience that many, many times in your playthrough. This is a playable Pixar movie. This is easily, graphically, the best game I have ever seen. There's nothing like it. There is one level in particular, and I was toying with the idea of whether or not to show it, because I want to leave it for the player to discover, so I'm not going to put any clips of it in. But honestly, this one level is one of the most impressive things I've ever experienced in a video game, just in terms of the way it looks, the way it felt, the way it sounded, in terms of the way it tickled the senses. It was unbelievable. It was genuinely unbelievable. Insomniac Games said in an interview a few days after the game was released that this is just the tip of the iceberg as to what the PlayStation 5 can do. If this is just the tip of the iceberg, then call me Leonardo DiCaprio, or more accurately, Kate Winslet, and let's go full steam ahead and hit the iceberg. I am all in. I need to also talk about the animations, but holy bloody hell, the animations are so smooth. Everything is just teeming with life, and the animations add so much personality and character to everything, to every NPC, to every boss, to every enemy. It's just brilliant. Honestly, I could point out hundreds of individual moments that just blew me away in the visual department, and more than that, it's not just about being pretty, it just brings every single being in this galaxy to life, even the NPCs with their wonky eyes and crooked smiles. It's just wonderful. The enemies spin and fall comically to the ground, the NPCs blink and look at you curiously. I'll stop now as we have other things to talk about, but yeah, the best game graphically ever made when you bring into the account the animations, the sheer amount of going on screen. A quick tip, run performance RT mode. Ray tracing is used brilliantly here in the performance mode, giving you a locked 60 FPS with ray tracing, a slightly reduced resolution, but you cannot tell the difference. The trade-off for the 60 FPS is more than worth it. As far as I'm concerned, 30 FPS gaming should be a thing of the past. YouTube compression, Twitch compression, whatever, however you watch it, Rift Apart will not be done justice unless you watch it properly on a TV of high quality. I felt privileged to be playing Rift Apart on a PS5 on an LG C9 TV. For the first time, I can genuinely say my investment felt justified. Audio-wise, the game is great. The music in the big moments is classic Disney Pixar, edge on your seat style stuff with a lot of cymbals and drums and a lot of crashing. The voice acting is fantastic, breathing more life into every word of Ratchet and Rivet. Partnering this with the animation, like everybody who watched me stream while I reviewed the game, it felt like you had just walked into a movie. PS link down below, follow me on Twitch. Now, I know we all have different barometers for what we feel justifies the price of entry into the next generation of consoles.
I saw a YouTube clip of a little puppy riding a motorcycle, so my bar for stunning's pretty high.
But this is the bar for me. Visually, the game is beyond impressive. It's generational. It's a benchmark by which future games will be judged, and future generational leaps in consoles will be judged by Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. Yes, it is that good.
Hello, Dimension. I know I've been away for you know how long. So, I thought we should catch up. What have I been up to? Oh, just speaking with my adoring fans. Enjoying my lovely scenery. And finding out that there are two insolent lumbaxes running around trying to ruin everything. So, I'm offering a bounty of 3 squillion nefarious freedom coupons to anyone who can bring me those fuzzy miscreants, dead or alive.
The story is solid, it's pretty straightforward, but it's in between the main story beats where the game really shines from a narrative point of view. There is so much personality in the writing, the NPCs, the side missions, the quirky quips, it's all delivered brilliantly in a deadpan comedic style that is genuinely laugh out loud funny. Everything about the writing here is just straight up not taking itself too serious comedy gold. It never comes across as cheesy, just like a company who understands what Ratchet and Clank stands for, a company who are happy to run with that idea and push it to its comedic limits. Like the best Pixar and Disney films, there is a humour whose basis is in childlike comedy, but whose high points are when it can make an adult giggle like a child. The lack of loading times here, like the graphical acrobatics, is an absolute game changer in video gaming. No, that's not hyperbole or extreme fanboy reaction, it genuinely is generation defining. I didn't see a load screen in the entire game, not one. It's stupid just how mental that is when you know how much is going on in this game. A game looking this good with this many moving parts has no load screens? I don't know how it's possible, it's nuts. However, the biggest criticism is outside of the main story bosses, the boss battles in this game are all the same. They're the same 2 or 3 bosses. This is the biggest mark against the game and a huge missed opportunity. Not only that, but you've seen 90% of the enemies in the first few hours. Sadly, the same can be said for a large chunk of the gameplay. The gameplay feels very similar in large stretches. No need to switch up playstyle or weapons, just blast everything with your favourite weapons, hold down R2. When you run out of ammo, use your next favourite weapon, hold down R2. By then, everything's dead. Yes, the weapons are fun and you can switch between weapons to vary the gameplay slightly, but sadly the gameplay veers more towards repetitive fun than outright fun. Outside of the set pieces, the gameplay just isn't varied enough, with a lot of heavy lifting of those sections done by the brilliant writing and the little remarks you hear NPCs make that always put a smile on your face and keep you going. It's basically like having too many Oreo donuts. Yeah, Oreo donuts are incredible, but having a 12 box of Krispy Kreme Oreo donuts, no, I'm not sponsored by Krispy Kremes, in 30 minutes isn't good for anybody. Neither is just spamming R2 and killing everything for 12 hours straight and it all being the same enemies. Don't get me wrong, it's good, it's just not great like so much of the other aspects of Rift Apart. The exception of course are those set pieces. They are truly spectacular and it's easy to argue that they're worth the admission price alone. The last boss battle is a great crescendo to the game. There are many jaw-dropping moments in the gameplay when it comes to story bosses. Interactive cutscene style moments, which are all done in-game, they feel like a cutscene but they're not, it's all just done with the in-game engine, are all superb. With the lack of variety in enemies and bosses, the game does end up feeling a bit like a gauntlet filler sandwich, with the set pieces being the 2 pieces of bread and the non-stop stream of enemies and just shooting them with your wacky weapons being the filler in the middle. I don't know what it is with the food references today, I must be hungry.
They're sealing off the area. Hey! It's all falling apart. Just like the dimensions.
Seems to deeply regret it. Now keep moving.
Maybe.
Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart is a true watershed moment in graphical fidelity and technical acrobatics in relation to loading and immersion. You could lift this game, put it into a cinema, and you could watch it as a movie and it would do very well at the box office. The lack of enemy variety or boss variety is a huge disappointment and a true fly in the beautifully served meal that is Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. A touch more variety in enemies, level mechanics, and 2 or 3 more unique bosses, and the game would have been one for the ages. As it is, it's a fantastic, fun game that is truly jaw-dropping and mind-blowing from a technical perspective. It's the first game I can say is worth the admission price because trust me, you will remember where you were when you first witnessed the awe-inspiring spectacle that is Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. By the end, it's hard to differentiate between film and video game. Overall, I'm feeling a light to decent 8 for Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, and I'm left with the impression that this new generation of consoles just might turn out to be truly special. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think of the game. If you enjoyed the review, please leave a like and a comment. It helps us out a ton with the YouTube algorithm. If you don't do that, I will probably send you to another dimension. Peace, take care, and thank you for watching.